अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आप देख रहे हैं पाक एक्सक्लूसिव टीवी। क़याम पाकिस्तान से पहले क्रिश्चियन बरादरी की जानिब से शहर में मुख्तलिफ़ स्कूल और कॉलेजेस कायम किए गए, जिनमें सेंट जोसेफ, सन पैट्रिक और दीगर बहुत सारे शामिल हैं। सेंट जोसेफ स्कूल को 160 साल मुकम्मल हो गए हैं। इसके 160 साल मुकम्मल होने की तारीख की तख्ती की निकाब कुशाई की तकरीब आज मनक़द हुई। तकरीब के मेहमान ख़ुसूसी वज़ीर आला सिंध मुराद अली शाह थे। इस मौके पर वज़ीर तालीम सरदार शाह और शहर की मुमताज़ शख्सियात ने शिरकत की। इसके अलावा मुख्तलिफ़ गैर मुल्की कौंसलेट भी मौजूद थे। तकरीब का आगाज़ कौमी तराने से हुआ। उसके बाद सेंट जोसेफ स्कूल के बच्चों ने मुख्तलिफ़ टैबलोस पेश किए, जिसको हाज़रीन ने खूब सराहा। आप देख रहे हैं पाक एक्सक्लूसिव टीवी। अगर आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया ज़रूर करें। इस मौके पर वज़ीर आला और मुमताज़ शख्सियात ने ज़ाहिर ख्याल किया। स्कूल की प्रिंसिपल ने 160 साला जो इसकी तारीख है उस पर रोशनी डाली। इस मौके पर मुख्तलिफ़ मुकर्रिमीन ने ज़ाहिर ख्याल किया। आए आपको सुनवाते हैं।
Respected Principal, Sister Elizabeth Nyamat, Provincial Superior Sister Angelina Francis, Reverend Sisters, Reverend Fathers, Sardar Shah, Minister Education, Anthony Naveed, Tanzila Kamrani Sahaba, Secretary Education, distinguished guests, parents, students of St. Joseph's Convent, Assalamu alaikum. It's a real pleasure to be here. I guess it was a couple of months ago, Sister Nyamat came to see me along with Sister Angelina Francis, and they asked me to come for this event, the 160th year celebration of St. Joseph's Convent. And I said yes immediately, and there was a reason, and I told them that. So, just go back about 50 years ago. I was studying at St. Patrick's High School, years behind, and I had my sister studying here from 1969, 5 sisters, so my elder sister and then my younger sisters, from 69 to 86. And for 17 odd years, I was never allowed to step inside the gate of the school. I remember Francis, I don't know if Francis is still alive or not. He's not. May Allah, may Almighty grant him peace. Francis was the chowkidar at the gate, and we were all terrified of him. I used to come here first with my father, and he'd park the car a little further away. I'd come down so that I can take my sisters, and they would take, and in this heat of Karachi, we standing outside waiting for them to come out. So we had one and then had 4. Later on, I used to drive and bring them to school and then take them back. And again, Francis knew me, so he would allow me to come near the gate and drop them off. It made space for me. So very, very fond memories. But as I said, never set foot inside the gate. So when they told me, and when I came in here, first thing I saw was the building, and the second thing I saw was the uniforms. I've lived with that uniform for 16 years, seeing my sisters go into the school. So, a personal moment for me, and obviously a great moment for the school who served the city of Karachi, the girl students so well. As I told you, I studied just down the corner. I see Mr. Anthony De Silva sitting there, the principal of St. Patrick's High School, and I remember each and every one of my teachers. When I started off, Father Raymond was the principal of the school, Father Stephen Raymond, and then later on, I think when I was in class 8 or something, yes, it must be class 8, Father Lobo, later Bishop Anthony Lobo, became the principal. And I have very, very fond memories of Bishop Anthony Lobo. I was fortunate enough, during his last days, I found out that he was in Rawalpindi, and I was a provincial minister at that time. I'd gone to see him at the church, and he vaguely remembered me, though he had come to my wedding also, and I have that picture when Father Lobo came for my wedding. That time I remember my sisters taking names, and I was just recalling, sitting down here and putting down names. The principal at that time was Sister Xenia Pinto. And we had Father Pinto, the head of the primary school at St. Patrick's around the same time. And I was just thinking, I do remember some names. I don't know, most of the teachers would have retired. So I remember my younger sister, her favorite teacher was somebody called Miss Thanani. And later on she passed away. And I remember that's how I remember my younger sister being very sad on her passing away, because she said she was my favorite teacher in school. And I also remember the teacher they were most terrified of in school. It was an Urdu teacher, Miss Jahan. So again, I don't know if she's also passed away. May Allah give her the highest place in heavens. So it was for me, a dream come true that I could enter the school. When Sister Elizabeth had come over, they'd spoken about the old building. It's the oldest church, even before St. Patrick's Church, the first church was here, and it needed some repairs. We did some work on St. Patrick's Cathedral a few years ago, and then I told Syed Sardar Shah, fortunately Sardar Shah Sahab, apart from being the Minister of Education, is also the Minister for Culture, and he has this interest and eye on history. So I told him, and he's told me that the heritage people have already visited, and I promised that we'll restore the building in its original shape, maintain it, and inshallah, we'll do it soon. You'd asked me for some roads around the school, and I'm happy to know that work has started. Some of the work has been done. So the association with this school is very old, my personal association, and we are all indebted. The government of Sindh, the people of Sindh are indebted that you're imparting valuable education to our girl students. Talk about my sisters, 3 of them went on to become doctors. The 4th one was gold medalist at the IBA after studying here, and she worked for the best companies in Pakistan, and now she's in Riyadh. And my youngest sister worked in education, and 2 years ago she was awarded the Tamgha-e-Imtiaz by the Pakistan government, and I didn't know about it till she got it from the federal government. And this was when I was not too friendly with that federal government when she got the Tamgha-e-Imtiaz. And it's all because of the education that they've got here. I've become what I am because of the education. I started off at St. Bonaventure in Hyderabad. Then I studied in another school, private school in Karachi, then came to St. Patrick's and went on to study further. But the foundation that these convent schools have built in us, the character, the discipline that they've built in us, lives with us forever. And that is what has made us successful. Today's event was also a very, very pleasant morning spent when I saw the young students, the girls performing. And what I like is, and my motto is this song that this sang. It has one verse, one sentence which catches me, and that is, you need to see something good in everything you see. That's my message to you that's very important. The world is a difficult place, but I tell you, it becomes a very easy place when you see something good in everything that you see, in the hardships that you face, in the difficult times that you have. I'm sure the Almighty has something good in it for you. So that will be my message for you today. And once again, I thank the St. Joseph's Convent School for inviting me here today, for having me here. As I said, the association has been very old, and inshallah, St. Joseph's will keep on serving the people, the girl students of this province, till eternity. Once again, thank you very much. Pakistan, Zindabad.
Thank you.
Sister Sindh, Sister Elizabeth Niamat, Sister Angelina Francis, and distinguished teachers of this institution, and of course my colleagues, Naveed and Tanzila, Secretary Education, and I see a galaxy of beautiful faces here. I'm so happy that today I'm the part of these celebrations. Being a student of history, I do realize if I go through on the pages of history, I recall the first missionary school was established in subcontinent back in 16th century, 1500 something, St. Paul in Goa. And this journey started from St. Paul and continued till St. Joseph. I think there are 60 missionary schools in Karachi, and only in Karachi, if I am correct, and 116 schools in the province. And they are imparting quality education to 56,000 students, if this number is correct. So I think their journey, 160 years journey, to maintain the grandeur and the excellence in the field of education is definitely a remarkable achievement. And this is also a milestone. And they have become a harbinger of change. And we are following the footprints of the missionary schools while improving the education standards in our province and looking at the Darling High School. And I proudly say that I am the part of Darling High School. I have never been to any convent or missionary school. Like my Chief Minister Sayyid Murad Ali Shah Sahab, he studied in St. Patrick's, and his sisters studied in St. Joseph. But I studied under the neem tree. You can call it Darling School or a Darling neem tree, but I studied under the shade of a neem tree. And there was single teacher, Ustad Maman Maluk Kumbar, in my village. Anyways, I do realize that you have your own standards and set by the pioneers of this missionary school system, and you are still continuing and treading on the same path. So far as my education ministry is concerned, I have always been directed by my Chief Minister, and he always been pushing us to help the private sector, especially the Catholic schools and the Catholic board, which are providing quality education at very low rate. They are not minting money. We do realize that. These schools are not for the profit or to mint the money. But if we look at the other private institutions and the stream of the private schools, and there's a mushroom growth in the private sector. A lot of private schools now, we are going through the profiling of the private institutions. The number is like 10,000, 11,000 registered private schools in the province. We are in the favor of them, but we have been always emphasizing that please, you should have a kind of mercy in your heart that you should not put the pressure on the pocket of the parents, the way they are, charging the fees and all that. And I extend my full cooperation. I do realize that we could not support the way we should have done for these schools. As I was just crossing from the St. Joseph, and there's the issue of the maintenance of the school and the SAM and logging issue I just saw on the walls. And I sent on the directives of Honorable Chief Minister, I sent the heritage people, heritage experts to visit this school and to make a proposal to restore and conserve this historical monument. So definitely we will be supporting, and my Chief Minister is always with you. He's been keen to support all quality interventions in our province. So from my side, being a Minister of Education, Culture and Heritage, I do extend and reaffirm you and assure you that my ministries will be with you. And you are sisters on the earth. Whenever I see you in the white dress, I see they're like angels on the earth. And your angelical attitude will definitely change. Thank you very much. Thank you all the participants. Thank you very much.
Hospital, trying to build the first children heart hospital in Pakistan. And that's what we are doing at the moment. It's in construction phase. We have just completed the grade structure. Basically, it's for the children born with congenital heart disease. And it's such a big thing in Pakistan. There's not a single dedicated institute in Pakistan at the moment for that. So we are just for almost 17 years in international cricket and post Pakistan being for 2 years, but at the moment